Okay, so today we have Amanda Ferguson here, and you are doing Operation Hydration, right?
Yeah, it's a few different things.
What do you actually call it? We'll start over on that.
So, you can call it, depends. The city calls it like the hydration campaign.
Mhm.
City of Mesa hydration campaign.
Mhm.
I normally just go with like Balls for Bill, like
Yeah,
water
Bottles for
drive,
Bill.
Balls for Bill water drive, or fundraising for the summer, whatever maybe,
Okay.
or my 100 series.
Okay. All right. So today we have Amanda Ferguson here, and she is running the nonprofit Bottles for Bill.
Yes.
It's in the city of Mesa, so if you guys are local or just anywhere in Phoenix, check it out. So today, let's start. We'll start easy. Let's
Yeah.
start with, are you from Arizona?
I actually was raised in Michigan, as well as my brother. We spent a lot of time out there. So I moved to Arizona when I was just 19. So it's been half a minute now. But I've been a little bit of everywhere here in the East Valley since I've gotten here.
That's nice. I see. I'm so opposite. I never come out to the East Valley, so I love looking at all
But
the different restaurants and everything out here. I'm like, this is great.
There's a lot here, especially in Mesa, popping up.
So your Bottles for Bill has
Yes.
100 for 100. So tell
Yes.
me about first how you started your nonprofit.
So unfortunately, I did lose my brother Bill to heat exhaustion in 2013. His story is that he was going dirt biking with friends and really did what we would consider everything right. He went early before the sun came up to beat the heat. He brought water and hydration supplies. He had done activities similar to this before and was familiar with the area he was in. He had it down. There was really no reason to think that there was a large danger that day. But he most likely didn't pre-hydrate before he went out and got dehydrated. And when you're dehydrated, it really makes you kind of lose rational thinking. You don't really act like yourself. So he ended up removed from his group of friends and lost in the Arizona desert way longer than he expected to be out there on a 115-degree day. So we were notified, and by the time he was located, he had already passed. That was in 2013. So I didn't really know what to do with that grief. My immediate thought was I should do something. I should give back. I should make a difference. I think I felt very compelled and had this huge initiative to try, but nothing really felt right, and it felt like it fit what I was feeling. So after a few years, a friend of mine at work was doing a little water drive just at work, and I asked friends or family, "Do you want to donate $5 and I'll buy a case of water?" And I ended up with 5.5 pallets of water in my garage. So that was my first 9,000 bottles in 2019. And since then, it has blown up. We do it every year, every summer. And since 2019, we've donated over 250,000 water bottles.
So you work with the city of Phoenix mostly, or I'm sorry, the city of Mesa mostly for this, correct?
Yeah, so the city of Mesa every year hosts a hydration campaign, and they set a goal. This year it's 500,000 bottles of water and $40,000 cash to be able to support the water use throughout the summer months and beyond. But that changes every year. So they have quite a few donation drop off spaces or donation portals online to be able to help support that. But yeah, City of Mesa does it every year because they really need it. They see the need for it. And more specifically, my water goes to United Food Bank here in Mesa. And the reason I partnered with them is they work with 160 agencies statewide. So we drop off a semi of water to United Food Bank every year, and then they spread that out over 160 places of people requesting water, needing it, community centers, first responders, unsheltered individuals. The Parks and Rec will take some of it. Anywhere that there's a need, they're going to make sure the water gets there, and it can go everywhere here in the valley to help people. So
It's so important, and isn't it it's almost dystopian at this day and age that we don't have access to water, that everybody doesn't have, the unhomes and things like that don't have access to it.
yeah.
So what's your opinions on that? Do you think that someday we'll have a bill where it will be clean and free and available for everybody?
Yeah, I think that there are steps that have already been taken, and sometimes it's less about the access. sometimes the access is there, sometimes the convenience is not, right? So City of Mesa and the surrounding areas have hydration stations or cooling centers that are open 24 hours. Anyone can go and fill up their bottle of water. It feels like it should be that easy. Just go fill up your water bottle, right? What if, you've been out in the sun all day and that walk is going to be life or death? Realistically, life or death. Not it's just hot. If you're an unsheltered individual, unfortunately, you may have been traveling all day and you just can't afford to make that last walk. You and me, do you take your water bottle into the car every single time? Accidents happen. Do you plan to be an offender bender and be on the side of the road for 2 hours until the tow truck can come? And now you're in a dangerous situation you didn't plan for, right? If a first responder stops, they have a cooler in the back of their vehicle full of cold water that came from us. They'll walk around to parks and recs. So sometimes it feels easy, like, oh, everyone should have water. It's not that steps there aren't being taken, but sometimes a single use plastic bottle is what is needed. And that's the gap I think I'm trying to fill there, is when you can't make it to a hydration station or to the gas station to fill that cup, or you're somewhere you didn't plan to be, it on the side of the road because you had a fender bender. Like, the resources are there in the unexpected places so that when there is access to water, that's already there, and we're just kind of filling in everywhere else.
And it's also a good reminder, because growing up, they always told us, make sure you have water in your car, make sure you have water in your car. And now cars are so much more dependable that I think people forget that you should, even if it's not your emergency, there could be someone on the side of the road that has something going on. It's really important. So in memory of Bill, you're doing 100 for 100. Can you tell me about that?
So 100 for 100 is my new fun, crazy idea that I had this summer. Instead of hosting a traditional water drive, I'm drinking 100 ounces of water for 100 days straight. Today is day 23, I believe, or somewhere in there. So every single day that I commit to drinking 100 ounces of water, one of my followers or a supporter that hears our story is asked to go and make a donation of whatever day of the series it is. So today someone will make a $23 donation, and that will all go to help provide heat relief and water throughout the summer months.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I think that's like such a good, we were talking about how it's like you're holding yourself accountable for having to do something every day. And if anything, it gives you a little memory of him every day too. You're like, I have to do this. This is my job today.
Yes.
And
it is nice. It's nice to commit to it and to, if you're an Arizona native, correct? Like you were saying, it's hounded into us. Drink your water, it's hot outside, drink your water. But it's so easy to forget. So for me to commit to 100 days and be drinking all day 100 ounces, like, it's crazy to me. I can absolutely notice when I'm dehydrated or not doing that. And I truly love this nonprofit. I truly love everything it's turned into. And I am committed. I am absolutely committed to telling my brother's story, for advocating for the need that is there. And drinking 100 ounces a day, makes me feel that commitment and makes me feel very connected to the cause and what I'm trying to achieve here.
And is it you that runs this, or is there other people that are in the nonprofit with you?
Yeah, so I founded it in 2019. But Bill's close family and friends all are supportive. I do have a small board of directors as well. Bill's wife, Nikki, and his son, Alex, are involved when they can be. My little sister, Stephanie, my husband, Kyle. It's kind of a family affair. Even my 6-year-old Luke, he was out passing out 200 bottles of water at one of the agencies the other day. He donated $4 on day 4, and he went and bought his case of water and immediately went and handed it out. So it is definitely a family affair. I have a great friend back in Michigan that helps support me too. So thank you, Cindy, for everything you've done. Cannot do it without the love and support, but really the community. When I think, am I doing this? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this in an impactful way? Am I really getting there? It's the community and the people around me that are like, you're doing it. Keep going. So yeah,
it's so important, because it is easy, very easy to tell yourself, I don't want to do this anymore. So to have a community around you that says
Yeah.
you can, you
Yeah.
are doing this, you're doing it every day. I'm going to bother you until you do it. This is great. So
Yeah.
what community have you found? You were saying, but during our pre-interview, we were
Yeah.
talking about at the like at the food shelter and things like
Yes.
that. Like what people have you met or organizations that you feel like you never would have worked with before that you have come to light because of this?
Oh my gosh, there has been so much unexpected support. I think my thing is, I never wanted to make a nonprofit, right? I wanted my brother to be around. And I kind of fell into this. I started with asking people for $5, and as it grew, it just made sense to turn it into an official nonprofit, right? For my donors, for myself. So I never really sought this. But once I became part of this nonprofit community and the community of Mesa and all of this, right? The networking and the community and the support has meant everything to me. When I walk into United Food Bank here in Mesa, it feels like family.
Mm-hmm.
It does. They have been there since I had 5 pallets of water in my driveway, and now they are there with forklifts to unload 2 semis sometimes. I mean, they've been with me every step of the way. And we see business owners that have lost their family to heat exposure. I have a close friend right now that lost her brother on Camelback that does advocacy work. I have had people I consider great friends that I've never met in person on the internet that support me every year. I never have to worry if a donation, if sharing a link, if telling my brother's story is going to come through, um, because we've connected, because we've grown through this journey together. They support me and I support them, and um, it's really like the local businesses here, the individuals that are just like me and just like my family, that are out here in the heat, that are seeing what we're doing and seeing that we're trying and just trying to help me in any way that they can, you know. That's really where I think uh, all of that goes, is the different networking and the different relationships that I've built. It was not expected, that's for sure.
Now, because you're a few years into this, if you met somebody, maybe the old you or somebody that would want to start
Yeah.
a nonprofit, what would you say would be the best way to start?
Start. Just start. Like, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Like I said, this was not my intention. But one of the best things someone ever said to me was, I was 2 years in, and I thought it made sense to incorporate. I wanted my donors to be able to get the tax advantages of their donations, and small businesses, right? Which meant a name and a logo and a website and a lot of IRS documentation that I was very scared to do. So I jumped on this Zoom call with someone I had never met, a friend of a friend, and I was like, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, da, 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 da. And she said, Amanda, you're already doing it. The part that matters, the, the part that matters, the giving water, the honoring your brother, the making this happen, you're already doing that. The rest is just paperwork. So you don't have to know what you're doing. That's what I've learned. I still barely know what I'm doing. You just have to start, and you just learn along the way and adjust things. And the community is where you're going to learn. There are people all the time that I'm like, can I ask you this question? What about that? I saw you have this. Like that. Once you start, the support will come, the learning will come. There's so many resources out there. If you want to learn, you just have to start and just not stop learning.
Yeah. If you build it, they will come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like that, where I'm just like, I don't know, I'm out here asking for donations, I'm out here asking for water.
The one thing that I always find similar to everybody that I interview is I ask a question like that, where would you start? And it's always just start is
Just
the
start.
one thing. And two is don't worry. Don't worry about there's going to be a million people that might go, oh, this person, or put their nose up, and that can't stop you. That, you know.
Yeah, and that's a complicated place for me to be, because one, I'm very type A. I absolutely want to plan every single detail, and I just can't. Two, the 100 for 100 has proven to me that I can't worry. Every day I worry. Is today the day I don't get a donation? Is today the day I don't get to put someone's name on the hydration wall? And every single day a donation comes through from an unexpected source sometimes. I have no idea where who these people are or how they heard my story, and I'm trying to track them down. But um, the no worrying is very, very difficult for me. But yeah, the just starting, there's no other way to do it. You have to find the passion, you have to move on it and just see where it goes, because this is not where I expected it to go. And in 5 years, I'll be in a place I never imagined.
So what are your plans for the future? Do you guys do, I know summer is probably really busy for you with the fundraising and
Yeah.
everything. Do you work with anyone else, or do you have anything coming up in particular that's happening this year or even in the next 5 years?
Yeah. Um, right now, simple is best. So the summer fundraiser really is the bread and butter. I really do try to focus as things start to heat up so we can get water at the beginning of the summer months. And then the supporting donations can help fuel the rest of the year, the rest of the need. Anyone that calls me asks, I can deliver water on the spot. Um, to be honest, this is hard. Like, this is really hard I'm still a grieving sister within this. So my hopes and dreams are huge. If it was up to me, which it is kind of, I want to donate 100,000 bottles of water every year for the rest of my life. 100,000 is like, that would make me feel successful. That would make me feel like I'm doing something, I'm achieving something, and that there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to hit that. If it grows in different ways, I would, of course, love that. But through this, I am a grieving sister. Give myself a lot of grace. Usually take the winters off. Because as much as we're out here doing such a great thing and trying to tell my brother's story and all that, like, I lost my brother. And this is really, really hard. And um, I don't want other families to feel the way that I do, and that's why I'm willing to do this every single summer. It's because I may never know, and someone else may never know if I saved their life or if I was the one that made sure that bottle of water was delivered to them. But yeah, my future really does look like scaling this to a point where I have consistent donors, consistent support. We can grow, we can make sure that the need is filled, that water is in the hands of who most needs it. We're honoring my brother along the way, and we're healing, and we're grieving, and we're feeling our feelings through it. To make it come full circle, and to make sure that I'm feeling good and we're all feeling good about it in all ways, really.
Yeah. So, with that being said, what can we do as a community to help you? Do you feel like you're getting enough support from, like, let's say, restaurants or bashes or things like that? Like, is there fundraisers that you're looking to do, or drop off locations? Like, what could we as a community do to help you?
I think, collect my thoughts here.
And it could be even just as simple as like a money donation. Yeah. Do you need time from people? Like, what is it exactly?
I think the best thing about what I'm trying to do is that anyone can participate. I think that's the most important thing here. There's no one here in Arizona that doesn't need water, use water, have water. Everyone gets it, right? So really what we need is donations, right? We need support. We need people sharing mine and my brother's story. We need people to listen with open ears. We need people to share the cause and the need, and to be open to making donations and asking others for donations. The fun thing about water is it makes an immediate impact. I can go to Walmart right now, spend $4 on a case of water, and hand it out right now, immediately. There's no time lapse, right? So something as small as a $4 or $5 donation from an individual, from a business, from whatever, whoever it is, helps today, right now. So yeah, that really is the call to action, is what can you do to put water in the hands of people that need it? Now, there are tons of drop-off locations in Mesa and in the surrounding areas. That's a great way to help if you have an extra case of water. The cash donations are particularly helpful too, because where I find the best use of my time is making sure that those donations go as far as they can. And I can really search and find the best dollar per bottle, right? And make sure we're getting the biggest bang for our buck. And that's where the cash donations really make the impact, is making sure we get the most for every single dollar that we receive.
Now, you mostly work with City of Mesa, but are all the other cities in the area also doing a similar thing, water drives, water locations, and do you work with them?
So I do base my work here in Mesa, and that's mostly because I'm very tied to United Food Bank. I love what they're doing, but there are so many water drives throughout the valley, and none of them go unnoticed. There's Operation Hydration. City of Mesa piloted a program last year for a cooled water fountain, which I know they're trying to make some differences there, in 24-hour cooling stations. So it is happening valley-wide, and all of that is available online, and so helpful. That's more information that's really helpful to help spread, is where those resources are.
Now, where can we find you to donate to your cause?
All of our information, my brother's story and our story, as well as where to donate, is all at bottlesforbill.org.
Bottlesforbill.org, and I'll put it in all the captions and everything.
Yeah.
Now, what else would you like to add to this? Do you want to add anything else about your story or anything in particular?
Yeah, I think there's some important aspects to touch on this, because it is sensitive, right? And earlier you had kind of mentioned, like, you can't worry about what other people think. So I'm not gonna cry.
It's okay. I can edit too. It's part of the human experience. This is really deep and heavy.
In the summer months, as an Arizona native, I'm sure you've seen it year over year. It's getting hotter and hotter. And every single year, we're seeing articles and videos and news items based on people dying. People literally dying outside. Someone died this week.
Yeah.
It was a 33-year-old. My brother was 31 when he passed. I know that there's a lot of controversy on, should the trails be closed? Should the trails be open? Should you be out there? Should you not be out there? Here's what I hope everyone learns from my brother's story. My brother was fit. My brother was healthy. My brother was 31 years old. He went to Iraq twice. He knew what it was like to be in the heat. He had a 20-month-old son. He had a wife. He had a family. He worked at Boeing here in the valley. He was normal. I would love to tell my brother's story like this is a Dateline episode, and he lit up the room every time he walked in and had gorgeous blonde with flowing hair and was, prom king, right? My brother was normal. He was like you. He was like me. And he did what he thought was right. What's important about my brother's story is I don't want to say he didn't do anything wrong. He was outside on a 115-degree day. We all are. We all are here in Arizona. He went before the heat. He took hydration supplies. All of those things that you're seeing that are the right way to do things, he did that. Accidents happen. All it takes is for you to go out early in the morning, know your route, take your water, do everything you're supposed to do, and break your ankle on the trail. And now you're somewhere far deep in there that maybe you don't have cell service, maybe it's difficult for first responders to get to you. It's difficult for them to evac you out there or for you to get medical attention. You could be out in the sun for hours unexpectedly. So when a hiker dies because he was outside for 6 hours, please know he probably didn't plan to be out there for 6 hours. And he might have done everything right, but there is a grieving family behind that. And everyone needs to know that it absolutely can be your family. Because I didn't think it could be mine.
Well, and here, listen, we all live in Arizona, and we all are going to the lake, this summer, and we're going on our ATVs and everything like that. It could be anyone. Like you said, you could be out on your ATV and the tire pops, and there's not a tree in sight, and you can't find any shade, and your water's about to run out. So,
and let me tell you what,
it could be anybody,
My brother had all of that.
Yeah.
My brother left the only shady spot in the area he was, left the only water where he was, and he did things he shouldn't have done. He went and walked into the sun in full riding gear. He was going to try to walk, we assume, miles back to the truck. When you are dehydrated, it does not matter. You will not be able to think in the way that you do before you are out there. That is the danger of dehydration that so many people don't recognize. So it's not about what you do when you're out there, it's the choices you make before. And you have to know that accidents happen. And I don't want people to be scared of the heat. I just want them to be aware of it. And just every story has a bigger story, right? And that's hard to remember when you're just reading these quick blurbs online. So I guess that's what's important. It's just my brother was just a normal dude like the rest of us out there doing what he thought was best, and
having a good day.
Yeah, and a responsible day. He wasn't being irresponsible, and he lost his life. It's just the fact of the matter. So that I think is a very important aspect to my brother's story.
About Bill. That's just terrible. And it's a grieving family that's behind it. And people don't associate humans anymore. It's like you can almost just go, well.
My brother's been gone for 12 years. I grieve him every day. I have his fingerprint on my necklace. I have a water drop on my wrist. Like, I grieve every day without my brother. It's not a news article that happened 12 years ago. I have to live with it every day. I tell his story every day. I do this every day. And there's lots of grieving families out there. They're not always tourists. They're not always uneducated or ignorant. They are Arizona natives, Maricopa County natives that are in here every day, thought that they were used to it or acclimated to it, and something bad happened.
Yeah. It would be interesting because I am native, when I went to school, they taught us desert survival around, like, I think we were maybe 5th grade. I don't know why they stopped doing that, because it was all the things that if your car stopped in the middle, and what you do, where you don't sit against the car, because the heat, the heat that comes from it does this, and just all the things. I wonder if someday maybe your nonprofit will get to a point where you're teaching kids those things, bringing those like life lessons back, because one, panic sets in when you're dehydrated as well. You're not thinking clear. And if you just had that one little memory from whenever you took the class when you're in 5th or 6th grade, it could be life-changing in a way, piggyback onto your business. But
yeah, no, absolutely. So actually with the networking, so I met this amazing woman. Her name's Chelsea McHale. She lost her brother Clint on Camelback Mountain in 2011, and she does just that. She goes into the schooling system, and she teaches safe hiking practices, safe outdoor practices, and is really teaching that kind of more at like that middle school age, where they are really curious and excited and want to be checking things out. So to help really fuel that curiosity in the best and safe way is to make sure they have all the resources and that they know how to do it and do it right. So I'm so excited for what she's been doing and the advocacy work she's doing in her brother's honor. The same thing, but yet the resources are there, and I know she really hopes to grow that and have more of that education there, because we do so many things here in Arizona that we don't even think twice of, like parking in the shade, or like parking a certain way, or going out at certain times, or whatever we may do. Like it's funny, all the like little small habits we get because we've always been told you have to do these things. It's hot outside.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not always people from out of town, like you said. It's us. It's the people that are here every day. It's even like people that are aging, things like that. They just forget. Things like, so the water education is so important.
Yeah. And you've done it so many times. If you're an avid hiker and you've gone out there and everything's been fine every other time, it's easy to kind of loosen how strict you are about those types of things and get a little loosey-goosey with it. But it really just takes one unexpected event or one accident to change something you've done a lot of times into a really dangerous situation and never see it coming.
What have you learned from all this? Is there anything that you've taken away from you never thought you would learn in this kind of setting?
There's a lot that I have learned. There's so many business aspects that I've learned that I was never really hungry for, and now that this passion has fueled it, I've learned so many business aspects and whatnot. But I think honestly, out of all of it, the one thing that I've learned is support is there, and it will come in the most unexpected places. I feel absolutely surrounded with love and support, people cheering me on, wanting to hit the water goal, wanting to help, in any way that they can. And sometimes it's not financial, sometimes that's spreading the word or commenting on a social media post or just a quick follow, whatever, or just a nice message of just keep going. I saw what you're doing, keep going. I think that's been the most unexpected is the support.
And that's another thing too. If you're watching, you don't have to spend money. If you don't have extra money right now, just go and follow and like and repost and just do all the things that help any of like social media accounts build, because once she gets to a point where you have enough followers, you can monetize and make money off of it. So without even knowing it, you're helping a nonprofit as well.
Absolutely. I've never really been one to count views when it came to my personal accounts, but for the nonprofit, that really is a push of mine this year, because my family and friends can only do so much. And the unexpected help comes when my brother's story gets told. And I've had people that have called and said, I have a pallet of water, come pick it up. I saw you on the news tonight. So honestly, sharing that goes so far, and the views and all of that, of course, like who doesn't want to build their network and share their story. So hopefully it's not one semi next year, hopefully it's two semis next year, and eventually it is 100,000 bottles consistently. That's the goal, and that's only goal. I can't do that myself. It's going to take the community, it's going to take support, it's going to take small business owners, large business owners, individuals, anyone that believes in what we're trying to achieve here. That's the only way we're going to make it.
Oh man, you have a lot going on. I just find it so impressive. You've done so much in such a short amount of time. I think that's great. And thanks for sharing Bill's story, because it's really inspiring. And I know that that's very humbling too, to have to live it, and in a way it's also sweet that you get to relive it every day, and it's bittersweet. I was saying, no, that's a pain that sticks. So
it is complicated. It's the highest highs and the lowest lows during this journey, where like I get to tell my brother's story every day, and I hopefully making him proud in one way or another, and I just really feel good about making a difference. When you stand in a warehouse with 81,000 bottles of water, I cannot explain that feeling to you, but it is tremendous grief knowing what I've gone through, what my family's gone through, and supporting others through it. When I'm hearing those stories, I'm trying to send as much support and love as I can, because it's a very unique way to lose someone, and that's kind of hard to process. So it's both. It's so great, and it's also really hard at the same time.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, I'm happy that you're spending your human journey helping others and making theirs better. I think that that's really just a great thing about anyone on this planet, honestly, because it is hard to sometimes get out of yourself and get past the anxiety and get past all the things. So I think you're doing great.
Thank you.
And I will link everything below so you guys can follow along on her journey. And definitely we're going to check out bottlesforbill.org, right? And on all the social media platforms too.
Yeah. And you can support my 100 for 100. So we are on day 23. We are looking for sponsors to donate every single day for the rest of my 100 days. So if there is a date, maybe a birthday or a date that's special to you, your lucky number that you want to donate for, or whatever that may be. I mean, even get like a group of coworkers together or whatever, and pull it together. But I'm so excited to finish the 100 for 100. I think it's going to be a lot of fun this summer.
It'll be great. I can't wait. And we'll do a quick checkup too at the end of the summer too, and see how everything went.
I would love that. That'd be fun.
Great. All right, man. It was so good to talk with you. Thank you
so
again.
much.